Ciao and welcome to my FanFormula today for the Monza Grand Prix, live from Jessica. That's my van. That's nice, isn't it? Yep, and let's try to get the contrast in here. Yep, that's better. This is my review of the Italian Grand Prix. Another good race. Hamilton ran away with it, really. It wasn't really easy race for him. Alonso did well. He had a good race. I thought if he would have qualified better on Q3, I think he had a chance of winning it, at least challenging a lot more. Probably would have been him and Hamilton for the lead. Great race by Perez, run through the field. Great strategy again. I predicted Sauber would do well and they proved me right. And yeah, good race, some good battles in midfield. And Massa had a good weekend. Nice to see him get some score points. And a terrible weekend for Red Bull, which is, when was the last time Red Bull had no drivers in the points, not finishing? It's been a long time. Anyway, let's go into the FanFormula questions. The new interview format, when I first came out, I hated it. I thought it was, what the hell are they doing up there? It's like, that's not right. There's some aspects I like, I suppose. Like, they're coming straight out of the race, haven't time to plan any questions or anything like that, or answers. And yeah, like that, but it can be very awkward. It seems like they're a bit, they don't really know what to say. It's nice in front of the fans, get their interaction. Apart from the fact that the folks were booing Hamilton, which it's just not on really. You got to respect the race winner, and he had a good race. He didn't exactly cheat or anything like that, so it could have been a bit of a sport. But I personally, I'm not a fan. I prefer it the old way. It's just a bit awkward. You can't quite hear what they're saying. The crowd's shouting, and when you get somebody to the foreign races where you won't have much interaction with the crowd, in like the Middle East and that. I don't know. I prefer the old one myself. I don't like this new one. My favourite battle of the race has to be the one between Vettel and Alonso, because it's always great to watch two ex-champions lock horns and that. It was great to see them. About the penalty, you see, originally seeing it, I thought that was a fair move. I thought he was kind of keeping the race in line, forcing off a little bit. I don't have all the views and the telemetry or the the stewards have. Maybe if I would have saw that, I would have seen it differently. I didn't think it was a penalty originally, but maybe if I had all the stewards' information, perhaps it could have been. In the end, it didn't matter. But I think there seems to be a lot harsher these days. The stewards do on decisions. And I don't know, they want to try and make it more safe, but stuff like that could really impact the championship. I think it's already cost Vettel quite badly this year. They seem to be picking on him a bit, but they seem to do that against everyone. But the fact is, if you push Alonso off the race in the Italian Grand Prix, they're going to come down hard on you, I think, But in the end, they said it didn't matter. Yeah, so that's my battle of the day. Even though watching Perez come through the field, it was brilliant. They had a great tyre strategy with him, and to be honest, it wasn't so much a battle as more of an inevitability. So, that's with that one. The Perez to Ferrari thing, I don't know. I think it's kind of like, you look at Ferrari, is Perez better than what they've got now? Yes. So I think it's inevitability about that as well. I think he will eventually go there. I don't know if it's going to be next season or the year after. It depends on what he feels. If he feels like they can challenge next year to win a title, he'll go there. But the only thing is, he'll probably will be playing second fiddle to Alonso. So he's got to make his mind up. Will it happen? I'm 50-50. I'll probably find out. Well, we'll probably find out before the end of the season. By maybe by the end of the season, I think it will be nailed on either way. Maybe in the next few races. It depends how Alonso performs between now and maybe America. With the technology for agility, they've changed the rules a lot the last few years, So engines and gearboxes have got to last a lot longer. It's not like the old days where every race you just turn up and it'll just be the same chassis and pretty much a whole new car. So to make the engines and the electronics last so long, it's a credit to all the drivers and all that, and the teams making them last. It does take quite a bit from the spectacle because teams won't always push the engine that hard, and some teams will probably retire cars even if they don't need it if there's a small problem. You know, just to save the engine, save the parts. But if you consider a few years, 5 years back, when literally there'd be 5 or 6 mechanical breakdowns a race, the quality and the what's the word I'm looking for here? Consistency of the cars is way better than it used to be, and we've just been unlucky. It's a hard set track as well on the engines, a lot of full throttle. Yeah, so it doesn't really worry me so much. I think it's it happens in Formula 1, doesn't it? You have oil of breakdowns and that. So I personally think it's something that goes along with it. So yeah, as so I think all in all it's a good weekend. It's good to see some good drives again. I think maybe Button is out of the championship now after that defeat. I think he would have finished second or even first. He would have still been in it. But for me, the championship's out of the top. Out of Alonso, Vettel, Hamilton and Raikkonen now, because they're the only ones I think who are a realistic chance of getting in there. I think that at the moment I'm swinging towards Alonso because he's got the points in the bag, of course. But there's a lot that can happen. Still got a lot of races left. Something like 200 points up for grabs still, at least. So yeah, but I'm favouring Alonso at the moment. But I still fact is I think Raikkonen's due a win pretty soon. I think Shanghai under the lights, it could be his first win. I'm also tipping Alonso to do well there as well. But then again, by the way, I did predict Hamilton to win, so yeah, that's me with a good old thumbs up. And I did predict Saab to do well, So yeah, so I'm looking forward to next race. I don't know how long is it, 2 weeks? This will be the away season, I suppose you call it. I'm a bit sad to the end of the European season. It's ended. There's not many European races anymore, and there's going to be even less if you listen to what Bernie says. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season now. I think it's going to be very interesting, and I'm expecting some big moves as well from the top teams to really push their cars on. And you'll probably see them pulling away from the pack a bit more now. So I'm going to go because there's some bloke looking at me funny, and I think he's about to come and tell me off for parking in front of his warehouse. Okay, bye bye.